Good morning. It's Thursday morning, makes that October the 30th, and the trip continues. The retracing of the trip that I took with my dad, 10-year anniversary, continues. I'm in downtown Rosedale, Mississippi, where technically my dad was born, but he's actually born about 2-3 miles north in a little town. It's not even a town, called Wright's Place. It no longer exists. You saw and you read about that in my book, Turn, that my dad was frustrated because we couldn't find where his birthplace. So he grew up mainly in Rosedale for a couple of years before he would wind up moving down into Hermanville, which we'll talk more about in the coming days. Today is day 4 of my trip. I had a glorious day yesterday. Yesterday was obviously Wednesday. I stayed in Greenville and I met a longtime friend of mine, Robbie Howard. Robbie has been a successful cotton farmer. And he moved into soybeans and then corn, did a little bit of Milo, but it was just amazing and just sweet to my heart, sweeter than stolen honey, as the saying goes, about spending time with an old friend and just reconnecting. I don't think I've seen Robbie in, I don't know the last time I've seen him. We didn't talk about it. How long has it been? I think it's been 12, 15 years since I've seen him. So he lives in Lake Providence, across the river, met me in Greenville, Mississippi, and then I traveled on Highway 1 north about 30 miles, and now I'm in Rosedale. So as I talked about in my book, from 10 years ago and then 4 years ago doing the research of this book, it's a town that's was padded up, and not a lot of life going on. But surprisingly, there's some stuff going on. There's some new development going on. There's some buildings that were, again, in that state of tumble down, that were padlocked, that were, just barely hanging on. They've gone in and gutted those buildings, and looks like they're trying to make some retail out of some of these buildings. And then as I look around the square here, because I'm just outside the courthouse here in Rosedale, I'm just seeing some new construction. Then they're doing some construction over here, doing some lighting. So anyway, this is Rosedale, Mississippi. So I get into Rosedale and I'm setting up, to do this video, and can I go to the bathroom? And I'm like, where am I going to the bathroom out here? There's no place to go to the bathroom. I mean, there's like no grocery stores, there's no like filling stations, there's no place to go except the courthouse. I'm thinking, hey, the Rosedale courthouse, it's been here since, the sign says 1889. So I'm walking up to the courthouse, and right on, look at these columns, these big old massive doors, no public restrooms. What am I gonna do now? Well, let's just go in and explore my possibilities. So I walk in, marble floors, come to these marble stairs, and there's a sheriff, constable, sitting right behind a desk, female, sitting right behind a desk. You here to do business? Not exactly. Okay. What are you here for? Well, I need to go to the restroom. The sign says there's no public restroom. You can't use the restroom. I know what the sign says, but I don't got anywhere to go. I need to go. She goes, well, I said, my daddy was born here like 92 years ago. And he always told me why he's still alive. The people of Rosedale are just the most hospitable people, kind people that you'll ever want to meet. And I'm thinking if anybody would let me use the restroom, it might be you. Down the hall to the right. So I walk up these stairs, past her, 2 doors on the right is the restroom. I walk in, and I'm not kidding you. I'm just getting a wake-up call to just how a lot of things haven't changed from the original. I walk into a bathroom. I don't think I've ever walked in a bathroom like this. I mean, the urinals had to be like 100 years old. I'm not exaggerating. The sink and the plumbing, I never seen anything like it. And then I look back and I see the individual stalls, screen doors. This place looked like, seriously, this hasn't been renovated or updated in 100 years. I've never seen anything like it. Anyway, do my business, and now I'm back in front of the camera filming Rosedale, Mississippi. So I don't know how much editing I'm going to do of these videos. I'm going to have to probably Google and find some software and be taught how to edit these videos. I don't know if I'll go straight, post these straight up, because I've botched a few. Like, is it oak tree or sycamore tree in Parkin, Arkansas? Sycamore. I swear. I said oak about 100 times. Like, sycamore. It's a sycamore tree I'm looking for. So I apologize if I'm like oak or sycamore, oak. And then, you know, like 4 years ago in 2024, 4 years ago, it'll be 2020. So some of these things, I mean, I don't have scripts written, I don't have a teleprompter. I mean, I don't got anybody behind me flashing me cards. I mean, this is about as raw as they get from me. So apologies if it's a little uneven, but the day is beautiful. I mean, a couple clouds in the sky. It's actually kind of cool and crisp. I looked at the temperature, it's 54. It feels like 50. There's a nice little breeze blowing through, and I'm actually kind of cold doing this. But this is where my dad grew up, and you know, when we came here 10 years ago, his heart was set on going up the street to Wright's Place, and he just expected we're going to go right to the hospital where he was born. And it's like, okay, couldn't find it. Looked around. We went a little further north. I come back into Rosedale after the first pass, and I walk into a grocery store, and there's about 25, 30 guys in there. And they're like, we never heard of Wright's Place. I'm like, come on, guys. We never heard of Wright's Place. I've lived here all my life. I've never heard of Wright's Place. Okay. So I go tell my dad in the car. He is not happy. He's like, how dare they? So turn around, go back north up Highway 1, try to find Wright's Place. We find this little community. I wouldn't even call it a community. It's off the beaten path. About to break my shock and front pinion steering. There's a couple of chicken coops. There's a little stable of horses. A couple of houses. Rough. We couldn't even find railroad tracks or nothing. No signage, no monument, no historical monument, nothing to substantiate that this used to be Wright's Place, but we think this was Wright's Place. Anyway, not much to see. Come back into Rosedale. Again, take the loop around Rosedale. We make not one, but we make 2 loops. Dad's looking at every building, every business, every church. And then we decide to, you know, cut bait and head towards Vicksburg to stay for the night. We don't have a reservation. And so you read about that. That caused some heartburn. My dad, we've been to Wynn, we've been to Parkin, now we've been to Rosedale, and now we're heading south about 100 miles or so, more than 100 miles to Vicksburg. It's been a long day. My dad's on fumes. He needs a breathing treatment. It means we got to find a plug in. So there's more challenges before the end of this day. Now again, this is day 4. That day was day 2. So just let you know where I'm at. But my heart is that Rosedale, and it looks like it's happening. It's slowly getting some growth. I don't know. It's going to be a bustling town. It's a bigger town than Parkman. I don't still know how many people live here, but you can see some growth, and you can see some construction and backholes, and there's some guys framing up some stuff in some buildings. So there's some life here. So it's good. This is my dad's roots, and so this is part of the story in my book Turn. And anyway, I think that's about it for now. So regarding Rosedale, so I'll tell you about a little. So 4 years ago, when I did this trip to research for the book, it was pouring down raining from Dallas Fort Worth all through the Mississippi and Arkansas, Louisiana, just getting hammered. And I had planned this trip for a month in advance, booked all my stays, so it's like I'm going. And so I decided to go a little different route. And don't ask me why, but I was going to go back and revisit Rosedale and come down through Rosedale and come down through Vicksburg. So there's no hotels here in Rosedale, so the nearest town, unless I go to Greenville, and it didn't make sense to go to Greenville, come up and go back. So I decided to stay in a little place in a community called Cleveland, Mississippi, home of Delta State, who would have thought. And so there's a really nice, at the time I think it was a Marriott. It's kind of a bougie Marriott, it was kind of like a boutique kind of feel. And some really adorable shops around the hotel, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm driving on this state highway on my way up to Cleveland. And I'm driving 75, I'm driving the speed limit. And then I see a sign that says 45. And then you come down a little incline, and then you come to a four-way stop at a major intersection, because it's a 4-lane highway, and 2 in the medium, and then 2. And then you go through a little community, and then you start heading back up towards Cleveland. Well, I don't know if I was tired from working today. I'd work, I got a sales job, I'm working all day. I leave at 5, or get out a little bit early, and drive through all this rain. I'm mentally, emotionally fried, and I blow through, I stay at 75, I blow through that 45 speed zone. I blow through a red light, and as I'm coming through the red light, there's no traffic coming from my left, but as I'm blowing through the intersection, like a 15-passenger van full of people, I think it was like a church van, is whipping down through there, and I literally just, I missed this van. And I'm still going 75. Now I'm going 75 in a 30 in this little community. And then all of a sudden it just hits me. What have I just done? And I slam on the brakes, because I'm now driving in a 30-mile zone in town. I've never been to this town before. And I'm thinking, oh my God, seriously, I'm thinking I could have killed somebody. Like, what are you doing, brother? Like, what in the sandhill just happened? You could have killed somebody. I mean, 75. And I realized what I have just done. Of course, I just say, Lord, I'm sorry. I repent. I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention. I'm not alert behind the wheel. I'm not making an excuse. I'm not alert behind the wheel. I blow through that 45. I blow through the red lights. I blow through about half a mile into this community at 30. I'm still going 75. I could have killed somebody. And then the shame and the heaviness comes on me like a few times I've ever encountered. And I've encountered God. I've encountered the devil. We've all encountered, places and times and events where we sense the heaviness, or we get into a web of darkness. So I get it. I realize what I've done. I'm shaking behind the wheel. I'm nervous. I'm afraid. I could have killed somebody. Woe is me. Shame comes on me. I'm a loser. I could have been a murderer. And I pull out and I start driving like 30 miles an hour. And I swear, a car starts following me. A white car. I'm thinking, oh my God, somebody's called it in and they're tracking me. They're following me. And so I drive 30, and then you go to 40, then you go to 50, then you go to 60, and then you go to 75. And the speed, stay underneath the speed limit, stay on the right-hand lane, mind my business. This car's following. I'm thinking, somebody's called it. Somebody's seen me blow through, almost hit somebody, and maybe I'm a drunk driver or whatever. Maybe I just broke out of prison or something. I'm in an escape car or something. No, I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. And this car follows me for about an hour. And I'm serious. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get arrested. I'm going to get pulled over. I'm going to get arrested. I'm going to get, sent to the pokey. I don't even have a lawyer. Who would I call to get me out of jail? Who would bail me out of jail? Who would post me out of jail? All these things. I finally make it to Cleveland. And again, I've driven about 2.5 hours-ish with this shame, I'm a loser, I'm almost a murderer, and I can't shake this thing. I truly can't shake it. I'm rebuking this thing, trying to pull down strongholds, I'm trying to cast down the enemy, I'm trying to drive, it's starting to get late at night, I've not eaten all day, which I've missed meals before, so it's not that big deal, but I'm actually hungry. And I finally get to the hotel, and I check in, and they said, are you okay? I said, yeah, it's kind of frazzled. And they're like, you all right? Yeah, and I had the shakes at the reception desk, trying to sign in and get my room key. I got the shakes. Literally, I got the shakes. And I said, I'm starving. They're like, oh man, I'm so sorry. We just closed the restaurant there. We got an award-winning restaurant. Sorry, man. I said, can you go back there and see if they can whip up something for me? And they're like, you really are asking us to do that? I'm like, would you please? So I go and check in my room, throw my stuff in my room, and I go out downstairs in the lobby, and they say, Mr. Brenner, the chef is going to whip you up like a BLT. Will that work? Oh. So I eat a BLT, and I'm still dealing with the shame, the heaviness, the lies of the enemy. I want to just go and hide. I'm freaking out. And I call Missy. She's trying to walk me off the ledge. And I'm just not having a good moment. I go to bed. I wake up. I'm checking out that next morning because I'm coming over to Rosedale and doing my due diligence. And there's a card underneath the door. And so, the envelope, I open it up, and it's in my car. Should have brought it. But I get a little personal note from one of the women that's behind the desk. She really encourages me. Heard about me writing my book, doing the research. Blesses the writing of my book. Can't wait for her. She says, I can't wait to read it. I see God on you and in you. I'm thinking, I don't think you see God on me. I had shakes. That's not from God. That's from the hope. That's from the enemy. That's from the enemy. But anyway, that was like an injection of hope and calmness and stillness and peace that I desperately needed. And within maybe an hour after that, reading that card and just packing up my gear and getting ready, that thing lifted. Now, I probably got Missy and a handful of people praying for me back home, praying and warring and interceding for me. There was a patch of time that I was not in a birthplace. And that card really spoke to me. So now that I've got the book, I want to send her the book. She no longer works at the hotel. Nobody's ever heard of her. It's a brand new management team, brand new staff. They're like, I've never heard of this one. So I'm on whitepage.com, I'm Googling, I'm Facebook. I mean, I can't find this woman. But I have set aside today, Thursday, because Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, it's Slam. It's Vicksburg, Hermanville, Port Gibson, Natchez. There's a lot of stuff to unpack. And yesterday was all set aside for my friend Robbie. Today is Rosedale. Shoot this clip. And then I'm going about 30 miles east to Cleveland, Mississippi. And I don't know how I'm going to find this woman. And I may not find her. But I'm going to give it the old college try. And I'm going to see if I can find this woman if she's still alive. And I've got my last book. And truthfully, it doesn't matter, y'all, but her book was always my first book that I ordered. So I've been keeping her book now since February this year. Is that 7-8 months? The first book that came in the box from the printer. That's for her. So I'm on my way to Cleveland, Mississippi. We're going to be on this little search and rescue, and I'm hoping to find her. And I think it'd be so cool if she's like at home and she lets me come into her house. If we do, I might film it. I don't know. I don't want to be impersonal, but my heart just swells with the thought that there's a good chance I'm going to find her. If God wants me to find her, He's going to reveal to me, this is where you go. And God has been so kind over the years to tell me, take a left, take a right, over here, go see this person, make the connection, blah, blah, blah. Or it gives me a dream or like a vision or whatever. So I'm comfortable that if I get into Cleveland, the Holy Ghost is going to maybe put us together. Until next time, I'm Wells Brenner. Return. See ya.